Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. Thanks for joining the stream. We got our character up through the end of A Realm Reborn, at least the initial point of that story. We've still got expansion content we have to get through, but we got our crafters and gatherers caught up through level 50 as well. Today we'll just start with a brief recap of the fishing, since we had to do that offline. So we had to get our level 45 fisher taken care of and sent them off to White Brim Front to find out what kind of fish they needed to catch. Anyways, how you doing today? What's going on with you? Of course, if you'd just rather hang out and lurk and enjoy the atmosphere in the stream with us, that's fine too. We're happy to have you here regardless. But let's see, as far as tasks we've got, sounds like the sound isn't going to come through on the fishing there. But we had to catch, let's see, cloud cutters here, and then we had to go do our level 50 quest, which was for the Maslea Marlin. And that was kind of an interesting one. We had to do a double mooch, catch a harbor herring, make it a large harbor herring, and then when we reel that in, use that as bait to catch an ogre barracuda, which had to be large also, and then using the ogre barracuda as bait, then catch the Maslea Marlin. So we managed to get that done as well. If you'd like, I uploaded just this same short clip onto YouTube, so you could go visit my YouTube channel, Audible Zen Gaming on YouTube, and check out this full recap of the fishing. I think it's about 18 minutes long or so we won't sit through the whole thing here. Anyways, we'll stop that. Alright, so anyways, we changed to Red Mage once we got situated at the end of A Realm Reborn last time. Did the initial Red Mage quest, so I'm going to be learning Red Mage a bit while we're playing through the expansion content and all the way through Heavensward. I'm planning on changing class again at level 60 once we get to the end of the main story for Heavensward as well. And we'll just try out a few classes while we make our way on up to level 90 on this particular character. So let's see, we've got a few things we got to take care of here on Red Mage. Let's see. We picked up the relic weapon quest. We'll go ahead and at least enable that. We probably won't bother trying to get a relic weapon since it'll be so outdated, and I'm not particularly interested in the fashion aspect of that one, to be honest with you. And then see, in the main story, moving on, that'll take us to Costa del Sol. And it looks like we'll have to fight a harder version of Ifrit here too. And we picked up the quest Primal Fear, which we need to complete over in Gridania. But first, let's speak with Swift about this this quest for fighting Ifrit again here. Sergeant Adventurer, we thank you for coming. The Flame General will be heartened to hear that you have answered the call. As we have already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit is returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. The primal is to be found in his domain, the Bowl of Embers. To get there, you must use the Beastman Aetherite found within the depths of Zaharak, the Amalja stronghold. The Amalja have constructed their own Aetherite from salvaged Aetherite shards. This being the case, you should be able to use it without problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is far stronger than the last. Facing him with any fewer than 7 of your stoutest comrades would be ill-advised. That is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. I shall pray for your victory and safe return. All right. Let's see, what is Swift offering me here? Shadows Uncast. Yeah, we'll need to pick that up for our Grand Company progression. Sergeant Adventurer, your deeds of late have not gone unnoticed. As fortune would have it, we have just received a distress call from House Dzemael in Ishgard, and I've a mind to assign you to the mission. Your task in brief: travel to Dzemael Darkhold and purge the subterranean fortress of the Void Scent that lurk within. Prepare yourself, then make your way to the central highlands of Kurthus, where the Darkhold lies. Ophélie, a knight of House Dzemael, will provide you with a more comprehensive briefing when you arrive. I trust you will not let us down, Sergeant. Alright, so that's another one we'll have to work on at some point, too. And we won't do the this other one, which is, what is this? I didn't pay enough attention to it. Peace for Thalin. Oh yeah, that's Beast Tribe. I'm not pursuing the Beast Tribe stories at this time, but they can be handy if there's some items you might want from the vendors that are at each Beast Tribe. Alright, so let's see. Let's go to Gridania and finish off this Primal Fear first. I'd like to invite you to visit our webpage at zenlifeenterprises.com. It has a full streaming schedule as well as links to our YouTube channel if you want to go there, as well as TikTok, Facebook, Trovo D Live, Twitch. All right. Go. Let's see, and Mr. Lewin is over at the seat of the first bow. Okay, come here. Here we go. Okay, well, we've got some lag going on there. That's okay. The system can handle it. Adventurer, I have heard much of your deeds in recent days. You come to lend your strength to the primal investigation, yes? Your aid is most welcome. I shall proceed directly to the matter at hand. Though still unsubstantiated, ill rumors stir amongst the townspeople of late. Rumors of a shadow-clad knight who rides in the shroud. Under normal circumstances, I would pay such idle ghost stories little heed. This time, however, we have reason to suspect, but we have naught to gain by rushing to judgment. I would have you go to the streets, adventurer, speak with the people, and hear their words with your own ears. All right, well, let's do that, shall we? The ghost knight? Aye, I saw him, clad from head to toe in armor that seemed forged from shadow itself, galloping through the shroud atop his hellsborn steed. Mark my words, the trees themselves were quivering in fear that night. I've not slept a wink since I returned. Uh-huh. Yes, I saw the Black Knight, after which I promptly fled for my dear life. Should you end up in my position, you'd be wise to do the same. I have my pride, but I am not fool enough to cast my life away. Besides, one look was enough to know this is a manifestation of pure evil. Were he to turn that massive sword against Gridania, all of our lances as one could not hope to stand in his way. If you typically play Final Fantasy games, you probably know who they're referring to, if you don't play this game as well. Yeah, don't sneak up on me like that, friend. Forgive me, ever since espying a glimpse of that ghastly horseman, my heart won't stop racing. I knew the elementals would punish us sooner or later for daring to disobey their will. This is surely a sign of sinister happenings to come. Hey, Tanro over on D-Live. Good to see you again today. I saw him clear as day, or clear as night, you might say, with me own two eyes. More fearsome than the rider was his ghastly steed. I know not where you've traveled, but I can assure you you've not seen more frightening a beast. One thing I can tell you, friend, that was no specter or shadow. Nay, he was as solid as you or me. Go report that to Mr. Lewin. A knight clad in shadow-forged armor, a mammoth sword, and hellsborn steed. It is clear now, our worst forebodings have proven most unfortunately prescient. A ghostly knight atop his baleful steed. It is as I feared. The rumors bear a most inauspicious resemblance to the references in ancient scripture describing Odin, the dark divinity. It is my suspicion that the dark horseman of rumor is indeed Odin, and furthermore, that this malevolent presence is a primal. And yet, before the god's quiver takes action, I would seek the counsel of one versed in the holy writings. Make for Quarry Mill and seek out Brother Oap Pessi. I would know what he knows, and be swift, adventurer. If Odin is truly come to the shroud, time is not on our side. Fair enough. Let's go to Quarry Mill then. Oap Pessi. I am Oap Pessi, and you must be the adventurer I've been expecting. Ah, yes. Odin, the dark divinity. Lord Lewin is understandably distressed at his arrival. As one who has read the scriptures, however, I am not entirely surprised. Odin, as the ancient writings have it, rode forth into our world, wielding a dark blade capable of cleaving earth and the heavens. By his fell blade did perish earth herself, and countless multitudes of her people. At long last a great hero of Allag did arise to do battle with the dark god. Odin was slain and his spirit sealed within a forest spring. For years this was thought to be a mere wives' tale, a ghost story told by mothers to frighten their young ones into obedience, but recent archaeological studies at Allagan ruins have unearthed damning evidence to the contrary, and now these rumors. The scriptures claim that the dark divinity slumbers in Earth's fount, deep in the heart of the shroud, where the power of a crystal confines him. I have ventured into the forest and seen the crystal with mine own eyes, but this was many years ago. It is entirely within the realm of possibility that something has gone terribly awry, and the fetters of crystal confine the dark divinity no longer. I would send you to Earth's fount to investigate the matter, but be forewarned, your path will not be an easy one. Should any evil spirits stand in your way, this water of cleansing should avail you. All right. Excuse me. So let's go inspect. I'm going to go ahead and put my chocobo back on there. Here we go. Don't have to touch my keyboard for that now. Love being able to fly in the beginning zones now. You used to never be able to do that, even after Heavensward came out. You could fly in the Heavensward zones after some point, but still couldn't fly in the beginning zones. There it is. And let's pull out our chocobo here. I need to get good on this class here. Yeah, I have to work on playing Red Mage here, it looks like. Finally muddled through that one. All right, let's take that back to OAP Pesi. Let's see, I need to change one of my cameras here, I think. Hang on a second. Yeah, let's get that over here. I'm not done yet. Come on. There we go. Let's see if that fixes things a little bit better. The crystalline jail that held the dark divinity in check, were you able to ascertain what has become of it? Magical energy still remains in this stone, though its powers have grown dim. What's more, behold now the stone has been cleaved clear in twain. By Odin's fell blade there can be no doubt. Yes, there can be no doubt as to the identity of our unwelcome guest, and yet it is almost curious. If the dark divinity rides free, why does he tarry in the shroud? Any road, you are to be commended for your bravery, adventurer. Simi is preparing a report on this very matter as we speak. I would be most grateful if you could share your findings with her as well. So, it is indeed as we feared. The seal of Earth's fount has been broken, and the dark divinity rides again. I must draft a report immediately. And what does this give us here? Is that of any help? Electrum wristlets. Yeah, should be. Yep, we'll take that. What's this one here? All you wanted to know about Odin. Entrust us with a delivery. Your assistance in the investigation has proven invaluable, adventurer. You have our thanks. With your aid, I have finally managed to complete my report, a thorough survey of all eyewitness reports along with the most credible theories regarding the dark divinity's presence in the shroud. I intend to deliver copies of the report to Brother Oap Pessi and Bolord Lewin myself. The Scions, too, will no doubt be eager to learn of our findings. I would be most appreciative if you could deliver a copy to Urianger in my stead. My duties demand that I remain composed, but in all truth, I fear for the fate of our people. Should the time come that the dark divinity draws his blade against Gridania, promise me that we can count on your aid. And we'll take that to Urianger next time we're there. I think for now, let's go unlock that Aetheryte in Zaharak. And we'll go to Forgotten Springs. Before they introduced flying, you had to run your way through this. Can you get on the ground there? There you go. There we go. Got some Grand Company seals too. Bowl of Embers hard now unlocked. Alright, let's see. Duty Finder. Queue up for that. See if we can get a run of that through while we're doing some other things here. Alright, we need to speak with Ophelia at Dzemael Darkhold. Unlock that. We'll get there from Paulgord Float here. We'll have to see about being able to queue up for duties on this particular server and data center. This is a very new one in North America, so there's only like 5 servers, I think, for this particular data center. We may have to switch data centers if we need to queue up for any duties anyways. We'll test it out here. Of course, it's also not a prime time here in North America either. Not many people on anyways, probably this time. But we'll just see how it goes, if we can get any response from the duty finder here. What? Who goes there? Oh, you must be the reinforcements. I beg your pardon. Recent sights have left me as skittish as an untrained chocobo. Dzemael Darkhold, the name itself sends a shiver up the spine, does it not? The place has been infested by all manner of fearsome voidsent of late. Why, I've even heard word of statues come to life. While we Ishgardians pride ourselves on seeing to our own defenses, the threat this time is simply too great. You'll see to those abominations, won't you? I suppose I will. We've already unlocked Dzemael Darkhold, I think. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yep, it's already unlocked back there. Good. So we'll run that whenever we have a need to increase our Grand Company rank at some point. And let's see, we need to speak with Rowena at Revenant's Toll. Is not too far from here. We'll head over that way. Let's see. Head over to Mordona. A friend of Nedric's, are you? Then you must be an adventurer of some skill. My business relies on capable people such as you. As a gesture of goodwill, I'm going to share with you a morsel of information. There's this bloke named Geralt. Makes his living in weapons and armor and whatnot. They say his skill is the finest in all the realm. Might be as it's gone to his head, though. Folks don't take to the man, if you get my meaning. Oh, and he likes a drink and all. Bloody Beauregard himself in the forge, though. As a young lad, he was cast out on his ear by his master for the crime of crafting finer wares, and that while pissed drunk. Ever since, he's roamed here and there, earning his keep day to day. I've known Geralt ever since I landed in this business. Ain't seen him for a while, though, and the last time I did, the old fool had tears in his eyes and snot dripping from his nose. Fallen on hard times, he said. Asked for a bit of coin to tide him over. Never paid me back, neither. Couldn't say for sure where he is now. Seemed to remember hearing he was in the Black Shroud, putting up at Gristmill, at Hirschmill or some such place. You might do well to commission his work. He'll even reforge the relics of old if you make it worth his while, and there ain't no other in Eorzea can do that. If it's relics you care to know about, I have a promise of payment what might catch your fancy. It don't look like much, but it'll get old Geralt to fire up his forge, that much I promise. Okay, and we can take that over to Geralt. Yeah. So let's jump into Gridania. Get there from there. And the average wait time on this particular queue says 16 minutes, possibly. We've already gone almost 6 minutes into it at this point. We'll sit there and let it run for a while and see if we happen to get one or not. If not, then we will do something else. Got business with me, have ye, adventurer? Then there'd better be coin or drink in it. Elsewise, bugger off back to wherever it was you came from. Restoration work on an old weapon, you say? Ha! What makes you think I'd fire up the forge for a grimy old... Egads! Where in the seven hells did you get that promise of payment? I ain't got no coin, I tell you. Nay, not a single bloody gill. Guys, just look at me, at how far I've fallen. Me, the greatest weaponsmith of our age, hammering out dents and kettles to pay off a tavern debt. Can you even begin to grasp me humiliation? Can you? Ah, of course you can't. Why did I even bother asking? All right. I'll restore your bloody weapon. Just get that goddamn slip of paper out of me sight. And now a Relic Reborn is available from Geralt. And I will not bother with that. I can't do it as a red mage anyways. Alright. We could do it as our black mage, but not today. Alright, well, let's see. Moving on. Head over to Costa del Sol here. Hey, there's Alphino. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Makot muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane. I mean, Anne, what brings you to my humble resort? Flamen? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Ul'dah? Egads, woman, if I had known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame, to think that she now plies her trade for the riffraff off to the west or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Gegaruju. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel on to Wineport and do the same. All right. Over to Wineport then. Bierglint. Okay. Well, if it isn't Anne, the savior of Wineport. To what do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. Huh? You want to know if I've seen a Macote lass by the name of Flamen? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Excepting yourself, of course. I see you have had many grand adventures since we last spoke, Anne. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago? One does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. All right, well, let's go see if we can find her then. There she is. There's somebody fighting them already. I am in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gubu's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and well, here's what's happening. Flamen, I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say, Ascilia, is looking for you. Ascilia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia, when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know, but tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lanaska aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume, Does that satisfy your curiosity? Or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we all have that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say? Okay, well, I guess we will go back there then. We're coming up on 16 minutes now on the queue for Ifrit hard mode. I'll continue to let that run while we go through the story here, see if we get interrupted or not. This is not at all how I had envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Let's see, we got a ring we can use here, possibly. Oh yeah, that's nice. That will replace that brand new ring we've been wearing since way back when. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Oh, thank you, and take me there too. And we can finish off this one that we had to report to Urianger as well. Anne, I am most heartened by thy safe return. Wert thou able to cast light on the shadows that haunt the shroud? So it is true, having awakened from nigh eternal slumber, the dark divinity now rides free in the shroud. Whilst you were afield, excuse me. Whilst you were afield, I immersed myself in the scriptures. The more I scoured the words, the more I did realize that the writings draw heavily upon Allegan historical chronicles. History is quite a fascinating beast, is it not? One nation's glory is another's suffering. One nation's great hero, another's most abhorrent villain. I mean not to speak in platitudes, only to say that there is never but a single side to any story, even a story that is presented as historical fact. To what end did the great hero of Alleg seal Odin in a jail of crystal? What impels the dark divinity to ride once again? Cast thine light on the shadows of history, friend, that we might be delivered from the darkness. And let's see, I don't know what kind of material. Let's just take critical hit for now. All right, we are at almost 19 minutes on that queue now. Antecedent, you have a guest. Laman. Asilia. I haven't seen her like this in years, Anne. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Asilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Celcedia perfume, you remembered. How could I have ever forget? You wore it all the time. If ever I lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Anne, however. I could not have made it without her. Thank you, Anne. Thank you both. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Laman who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear that there is much I do not know. About you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Laman as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Asilia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You have succeeded where I have failed and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do and of what it may entail. Asilia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Laman. You built it once, Asilia. You can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly? Alphino, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldessian. Preparations begin at once. And what do we got here? Nothing for us, I think. Yeah, let's just go with the money on that one. Yeah, we're 25 minutes into the queue now, it looks like. Laying the foundation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. It is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Madam, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Anne, are you not? May I say, what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Slaftborn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and then use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Well, well, it would seem your reputation precedes you, Anne. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far, and there is already so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Ah, Anne, were you able to get some rest? I would ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And? Our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. Yay! A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? That smile. I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Ralban included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, Antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst-kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing, I would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us, we who have felled primals and faced down the Empire? To you, my fellow Scions, I would say this: prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them as we have time and again, united as one. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Flamen to teach me the basics of mining too. Alright. Well, I'm going to quit out of that duty finder queue, I think. We'll worry about that later. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphino, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Slafborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent us well, Anne. Alright, let's see here. Deliver documents to Slafborn. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you here today. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Drop us a note down in the chat if you'd like, or if you just prefer to lurk and enjoy the stream and the atmosphere, by all means, do that as well. We are preparing to move from the waking sands to the rising stones, it looks like. I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It has been far too long, Anne. You have something for me, yes? Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. Yeah, this one now. Yeah, there's one we can use for our class. Yeah, slowly getting some blue gear here. Yeah, we're at item level 100 now. It's possibly a primal. Back to do the work of a dozen men, I see. Ha! But I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important woman such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may get a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me, I'll show you around. Is that you, Anne? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Is everything quite all right, friend? I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Alright, now we have to go back. Oh yeah. Let's unlock this too. Do I know you? Unless I am very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general, are you not? The great Anne Adventurer herself. Amazing, and more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. I but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity, you see. An opportunity the like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward? Not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a storied hero such as you? A woman with absolute confidence in her own abilities stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambrose at St. Coinex's Find. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. Yeah, he does look familiar. Alright, let's see. And I think some of these other ones we will just ignore for now. So let's speak with Rambrose while we're here. Why, if it isn't Anne Adventurer herself! I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? Well, you see, there's this strange man who wanted me to do... You were directed here, you say, by a man clad in foreign garb? Well, the opportunity he spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropogeographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this product was supposed to be restricted to my organization. But that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find herself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? Yes, I do. I rather thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first... Anne! I thought it was you! What brings you to St. Coinix? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently insuperable foe, yes? No? Ah, I see you two are already acquainted. That is well. Master Garland, our intrepid hero here, caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. She has she? Glad to have you aboard, Anne. You don't have the faintest idea what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The sons of St. Coinic are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allagan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. Ah, but I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allagan archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond aught Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Tol Sceva simply awoke it. I mention this by way of a reminder that you have had what once might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allagan relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Now, to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona there stands an entire Allagan structure which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima weapon and the Lesser Moon Dalamud before it, it seems wise to treat any remnants from that era with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and, above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose that the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground, but, like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal, pointed at the bosom of the heavens. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues, carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen. The 8 Sentinels, as the Sons are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we are to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It will be difficult and dangerous, Anne, but I can think of no finer woman for the task. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There is much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the four elements of fire, water, wind, or earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the Beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhap I should have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there any other way, we would not ask this of you, but we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray, make for Lanasco, where both the Sapsa spawning grounds and Ugmaro mines are located. You may be certain that the materials used in the Beastmen's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave to your discretion, but whatever you do, please be careful. Alright, well, let's go back to the Waking Sands and continue on there. Oh, I need to move my Vesper Bay tickets to my hotbar for convenience here. There we go. Now I think we've got everything for our Red Mage fixed up on our hotbar. A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now, go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Anne. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but, as Urianger says, The readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Mughals guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Huloy. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, and Ida and Papaimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Alright, so go speak with Vorsail Huloy at the Adder's Nest. A pleasure to see you as always, Anne. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. And we've got an eye level 70 weapon, which we won't use. A new minion. And let's see, no new bracelet for this class, so we'll do that. Go ahead and pull that weapon out. Oh, can't do it for Red Mage anyways. That's funny. Alright, well let's change to Black Mage. We'll pull that out for them. Not that we'll use it, but that's okay. Alright, so back to Red Mage. Hail to the king, Kupo. Not long ago, the Mughal Kuplukop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Mughal kind, one which would imperil the entire Twelveswood if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise your role in our dealings with the Mughals. The rest you should hear from Kuplukop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. See what that Gigant staff looks like here. We try it on and then sheath it and draw it. Yeah, it's got like a purple top on it, it looks like. Not great, not bad looking. The other scions have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? Says the not so silent conjurer. Please, you have to stop them. But you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Mughals, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle... No, firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no... Calm yourself, Kuplukop. Can you not see that she hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive this witless outburst, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come, Anne, and upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. but you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplakop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Mogelmog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So, good King Mogelmog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Mogelmog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held with while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Mogelmog the 12th, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that Mooglekind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand. That being your reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Mogelmog the 12th is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the Ultima weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought unto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Mogglesguard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assure you the Mogglesguard only want to protect the forest from outsiders. But ever since the return of good King Mogelmog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo. Verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summoned Rama, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Moogles in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Mooglekind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Anne, confront good King Mogelmog the 12th and drive him from our midst. Okay. Humbly, I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Mogglesguard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Isumi Yan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray, seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. Okay. Welcome, Anne, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Moggelmog the 12th is of great comfort, to me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Moogles are not by their nature a warlike race, yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. There's one. Let's take that one. Here we go. Getting our gear replaced slowly but surely. The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the selfsame method employed 5 years ago when the first king was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplakop confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Moggles Guard themselves, yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and dare not labor any longer for fear that the Moogles might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplakop's keystones, Anne. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at West Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. Those crazy Moogles. Go see what we can do here. Over near the Lancer's Guild. So, how will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead. I happen to be heading across the lake to Sweet Bloom Pier in the East Shroud. Thank you, sir. I will hitch a ride. Very kind of you. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us? By consorting with this Hure? Imperials, Gridanians, Sylphs, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his Kinsmoogles, he plots treason against the crown. Enough. Kuplakop will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Mogglmog the 12th. May he reign forevermore. Kupo. The king is planning to purge the Twelveswood of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. The entrance to Thornmarch is deep within the Bramble Patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward, but be warned, the Moggles Guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. And we need to escort Kuplakop. So let's go. See, he waits for me. Okay, well that's good. At least he waits for me to move. Don't need to worry about him getting ahead of things here. All right. All right. One down. Oh, leave my Kuplakop alone. All right. Boy, let's see here. Got that. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus, like when you attune to an aetheryte, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back whence he came. Right. Thorn March Hard now accessible. Alright. So we will need to do that duty as well. Let's see, let me get... we can try to queue up for that one, as well as Ifrit and Dzemael Darkhold. And we'll run off and try to do Legacy of Allag. So we got to go to Umaro Mines and Sapsa Spawning Grounds. Let's go to Sapsa first. Whoops. That is over near Airport. So we're going to port over there, take a short break here, and then we will be right back. Alright, we're back. Thank you for hanging with us here. Let's see. So we got 3 duties we can try. None of them are offered via duty support, so we can't really take advantage of doing any of them. The Dzemael Darkhold's not there. The last one we have is when we fought the ultimate weapon. So let's see if we can queue up a few. We already got Bowl of Embers. Add Thorn March to the list, and Dzemael Darkhold. That would be interesting as a red mage. Let's see what level some of these skills are here. It's level 1. Yeah, they scale up as well. Just some of the skills I won't have access to, but that wouldn't be so bad. So let's see. Let's try it. Let's put well, it says it should only be about a 5-minute wait, but we'll see if any of those kicks in. Alright, so we've got to go to the Sapsa spawning grounds here. Out this way. If we want to get whatever this crystal is. See if we can get into at least one duty during this stream here. guess we got that one. And over to Umaro Mines. That? Ooh, Cornu. Got that one. Have to deliver that back to Rambros now. How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman strongholds? So, these are the famed flawless crystals of the beast tribes. I have seen countless specimens from I know not how many excavations, but nothing to compare to these. Their purity is astounding. You have done well, Anne. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zaharak, the war camp of the Amalja and Thanalan. The latter in Natalan, the roost of the Ixal in the hills of Kurthus. You can expect them to be as closely guarded as the first two, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word of your resounding success. Alright, so that needs, let's see, Zaharak. Let's see where... Oh, up in there. Alright, well let's go see if we can liberate that one. While we wait on these duties to gather some folks. We'll try it anyways. I would be curious to know, I mean, do you have any favorite dungeons or duties in general that you enjoy running a lot? There's so many with interesting mechanics that some of them are quite fun, I think. Let's get him out of the way. Well, it's been 7 minutes now for this. The 5-minute estimate was not quite right there. And, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I may need to switch data centers. Now that they've allowed us to switch data centers within the same region, that could make it easier. I'll go to one that's more populated, likely to have better queue times in those. Oops, let's see, where am I here? Oh, I'm going to the wrong place. That's not the way I wanted to go. That's Dzemael Darkhold. I better focus here. But anyways, yeah, we might try jumping to a different data center and see if we can get a little bit faster response on getting into some of these duties. There we go. Let's see, has our Choco gotten any levels here? Oh yeah, we did go up a level. We're going to put them on the healer path for any experience they happen to be getting. Notice how under-leveled they are, because most of the things we fought while we were under the influence of the Road to 80 buff had us so far out-leveled that we couldn't get any experience points from a lot of the monsters that we fought. Alright, so back to Rambros now. Still waiting on those queues. 10 minutes have elapsed so far. Anne, it is good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals from the beastmen? Wonderful! With all 4 crystals in hand, we are now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. I hope I did not give the impression that we would be embarking on our journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. Alas, there is another step which must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals you acquired are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in their present form. If they are to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defenses, they must needs be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself, I fear. Needless to say, we will be requiring your services once again. See, I'm watching the party or duty finder cycle through here. One of those is an 8-man, I think. Wasn't it? I thought they said a fleet was going to take 8 people. Well, Thorn March is, I know for sure. right, well, sanding it down. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely ether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, ether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Ul'dah seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the Guildmaster, however, I was informed that no ether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order some time before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring ether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when next we meet, you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of ether sand we require. All right, well, let's go check with Serendipity. Ah, Mistress Adventure. Welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? Money. And ether sand. You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Koinik? What fortunate timing. I was just about to contact Master Rambrose with the news that we finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected ether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you're welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Dzemael over the... Ah, I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. Oh, we've got Dzemael Darkhold. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. Alright, we will skip that cutscene and go to Dzemael Darkhold here. There we go. And this is just for getting our guild, our grand company rank up. Alright, let's see how we do with these folks here. Okay, they're gonna go wall to wall, it looks like. That's okay. All right. Looks like our tank's about to get toasted here. Oh well. Whoops. I don't have cure yet, do I? No, I can't help out there. Yeah. got a level on our red mage anyways. Let's see. I'm going to try to get everything here, it looks like. I am not managing my black and white, dark and light magic very well here. He's gonna run with those too, probably. Yeah. Uh-oh, why is he not being healed? Why are you not healing our tank? Oh, I guess our healer got destroyed. Alright, let's do this. Let's do it. There we go, got that. Made it through that one at least. That's kind of interesting how they changed that. Alright, so anyways, we were speaking with Biggs there. Let's resume that. Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected ether sand as well, right? Then rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself, and it just so happens that I know of a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who, very occasionally, handles the earth-aspected variety of ether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. He seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I mention her? Aye, Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. Alright. So let's see, we gotta speak with the experienced adventurer in Blue Fog. And let's see, oh, report to Swift here at the Hall of Flames while we're here in Ul'dah. That'll be convenient. Let's see where we're at as far as we probably have to complete our hunt log for our Grand Company hunts before we can get promoted again. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to check and see here. Ah, Sergeant Adventurer, we have received word of your success. Have these seals, along with our congratulations on a job well done. The goodwill earned with Ishgard due to your efforts will no doubt profit us in our future efforts. Fear not, I will file a report to Upper Command to see that credit is given where it is due. Yes, I see further promotion through the ranks in your future, but you must never allow yourself to become complacent. Always remember why we fight, Sergeant Adventurer, for coin and country. Alright, let's see what we need to get to the next rank here. Apply for promotion. Must do the following. Let's see. I see that you've met with the commander's approval. Very well, I shall see to the arrangements. Your current rank is Flame Sergeant First Class. If you wish to become Chief Flame Sergeant, you must fulfill the following requirements. Okay, well we can do that then. Chief Flame Sergeant. By the power vested in me, I hereby appoint you to the rank of Chief Flame Sergeant. By this promotion, you are now eligible to undertake a wider range of company leaves. May you fight to the last for coin and country. All right. Let's see what's required for the next rank. Next promotion must complete a trial as well as complete rank 2 in the Grand Company objectives. Okay. Both feats still elude you. I need to do this. Yeah, gilding the bilious. Ah, Sergeant Adventurer, ever the shining example to your fellow flames. Time and again you have risen to the call. Today I would give you the opportunity to add to your growing list of accomplishments. In return for battle chocobos provided to us, the Holy See has petitioned our aid in purging the cavern known as the Aurum Vale of its most foul inhabitants. Our contact from Ishgard, Sir Willielmus, will apprise you of the particulars of the mission upon your arrival. Alright. So we'll have to do that too. Go to the Aurum Vale, which is just outside Mordona here. And we'll queue up for some more here. Yeah, we unlocked that before. From the immortal flames, I presume. Yes, I suppose you should suffice. The Holy See is not wont to beseech assistance from foreign armies, but the task before us is a daunting one, and our own knights are occupied with matters of greater import. Mayhap you have already heard rumors of the Aurum Vale. Many a miner has been lured into its cavernous recesses by promises of vast fortunes to find only death, and doubly so. If the noxious fumes don't get them, the carnivorous fronds that lurk are happy to oblige. While there is little we can do about the former, dispatching the latter would go far in sparing the lives of unfortunate treasure seekers. So it is that we turn to you. And we have to enter the Aurum Vale for that one. Turn off Dzemael Darkhold, turn on the Aurum Vale. So now we've got Bowl of Embers, Thorn March, and Aurum Vale that we'll try queuing for. See if we get through another one of these before the end of our stream today. So if you're joining us, welcome to the stream. We just got through with Dzemael Darkhold. We're going through some side quests as well as the main story currently. We've got a fight, looks like a giant Moogle for the story so far. We're just waiting to get our duty finder to pair us, match us up with the appropriate party for 3 things now. We're going to go fight Ifrit, the good King Moggle the 12th, may his soul rest in peace, maybe, and the Aurum Vale here. Alright, so let's head on over to Blue Fog and continue our task for the Sons of Saint Koinik. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is the squat silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic, but as you asked, my employer, a Lalafellan lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. I forget what it was called, but 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, when we arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandits' stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were awoken, and we fled in a blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and I've not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? Then you'd best be prepared for the worst. 'Tis just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Amagina mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. Oh dear. Oh, Wedge, we need to save you. I don't want Wedge to get hurt. Alright, let's see here. We can sneak in behind this guy, maybe? Nope. How could I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair. It's just not the sort of thing I do, and now I'm going to die for it. No, I'll just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. Yeah, I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. Hey, Wedge. Anne, is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen ether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research as it happens. It was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen ether sand is right here in my... Oh dear. It must have fallen out when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. You'll find the ether sand in my stead? Yeah, of course. Oh, thank the gods. You're a true friend, Anne. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Alright, well, let's see here. What we got? We'll just take them all on here. Whatever we have to do. Whoop, didn't sneak behind him. He turned just at the last moment. And that grenade's gonna be waiting at the door now, huh? Alright. So be it. Anne, have you had any luck locating the ether sand? Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on a mission to collect ether sand, and you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of Allegan knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right. I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with that ether sand before there are any more, little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Anne. Alright, so back to the Sons of St. Koinik. And we're 7.5 minutes into this duty finder queue for three different duties. Good King Moggelmog the 12th. Aurum Vale. And Efreet again, but on hard mode this time. Let's see. And I'm just posting some message again in the various chats here about our website, where you can find our schedule of streams and blogs on that website if you care to take a look. Ah, Anne, you have returned. I take from your presence that you were successful in procuring us some ether sand. Tell me, which variety did you find? I see, 2 varieties. Well, that is 2 more than could reasonably be expected, and 2 less than I had hoped you would say. Forgive my flippancy, you have done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you would be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals. I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the 7 hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend, I know only too well how capable you are, but ether sand isn't something you simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. Well, you see, there was Biggs and Wedge here. You had help from Biggs and Wedge? Huh, trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back. How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive, eh? And now they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. I jest, of course. It will be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rambrose, have we any information on where the water and wind aspected types might be hiding? Not as of yet, but I have made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. Mayhap an explanation is in order. But first, let us savor the preliminary victory that Anne has won for our cause, if only for a moment. And I'll take the critical hit. Materia. And let's see, we're 11 and a half minutes into the Duty Finder queues here. Performance for the ages. Yes, I must speak of the arrangements I made to acquire the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand. Some days ago, I asked a Charlian acquaintance of mine to travel to Gridania and there gather the necessary materials. Since that time, however... Okay, we will go Aurum Vale and interrupt this one. One stack of gold lying on us here. There's another. Whoops. I wasn't fast enough to get to that. Oh well. I guess I'm getting the basics of Red Mage down here. Seems to kind of got it figured out a little bit anyway. All right, and then we'll have to report to Swift about that one. But let's continue on here with Rambrose. Performance for the Ages. We'll pick back up on that one. Yes, I must speak of the arrangements I made to acquire the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand. Some days ago I asked a Charlie, an acquaintance of mine, to travel to Gridania and there gather the necessary materials. Since that time, however, I have heard nary a whisper from him. To be frank, this lack of communication is not entirely uncharacteristic, but I cannot discount the possibility that something ill has befallen the man. Alas, we do not have time to investigate his fate. As I have mentioned before, the more we delay our expedition, the more likely it is that the Crystal Tower's secrets will fall into the wrong hands. Therefore, I would entrust you with the same mission I assigned to my friend. Travel to the Black Shroud and seek out Parsemontre, the master of the markets in Gridania. If anyone knows where ether sand might be bought, it is he. Alright, well, let's stop off at Ul'dah first and complete our quest with Swift, because we still have to do our rank 2 Grand Company hunt objectives. And may recall our rank 1 objectives took us into Halatali dungeon to get a couple of the entries there, and rank 2 will take us into another dungeon. I had no doubts that you would triumph, Sergeant, but the swiftness and surety with which you have done so is impressive indeed. It would be no exaggeration to say that I've never been prouder of an adventurer under my command. Rest assured that your deeds have been conveyed to the powers that be. I look forward to the day when I can congratulate you on a well-deserved promotion for coin and country. All right. So now, take a look at our hunt log here for Grand Company. Yeah, we'll be going to Cutter's Cry. So actually we need to unlock that. It just so happens that's here in Ul'dah where we need to unlock that. Yeah, we may do that one offline as well. We'll add it to the queue next time we queue up for duties. But if you're joining us here recently in the stream, welcome. Glad to have you here. How are you doing? Let us know down in the comments. If you got any suggestions even, anything you'd just like to say, by all means do so. We're here to chat with you, whatever you've got to say. If you just prefer to lurk and enjoy the atmosphere and the game with us, that's fine too. We're just glad to have you here. Dishonor before death. Time heals all wounds, or so say those who have never experienced true pain. More than 30 summers have passed since I carried the standard of the Darklight Raiders into Cutter's Cry, but not a day goes by that I don't see the faces of the friends I lost that fateful day. Gerbald the Red and his loyal second, Albrecht Stillwater, Simon the Sweet, always armed with a jab and a jest, our ever ireful mage, Chiron Zabran, as quick to cast as he was to temper, Thormund Thousandgill. Never has there lived a man with a tighter grip, be it on his sword or his coin, and let us not forget one Ilm Ailson, or Ailsone. Though it's hard to fathom now, what with all the adventurers scampering about like rabbits in the spring, there was once a time when bands of mercenaries were who the city-states turned to when in need of a blade. The Darklight Raiders being the biggest and best of them bands. Ishgardian-funded forays into hellish pits like the Aurum Vale would earn us a king's ransom in a matter of days, though it would only take a night of devil's play at the Mirage to see it gone from our purses. But so was the life of a raider. That is, until we took that job at Cutter's Cry. My brothers and I had stood against herds of giant buffaloes on Ogomoro, snurble infestations on the Pearl, legions of cold-blooded Sahagin from the abyssal depths of the Indigo Deep, but none of that prepared us for the horrors we would face in Hell's brood holes. None of it prepared us for the Chimera. The bards still sing of the day 7 of the realm's finest warriors set off into the bowels of that forsaken place, but only saw one return, Sibold the Stoic, spared by the beast so that he may warn all others who would be foolish enough to attempt to despoil the Chimera's lair. Ah, my apologies, you did not come to hear the guilt-ridden ramblings of an old man, but if you have a moment, I was wondering if I could ask of you a favor, the final wish of an ailing soul seeking peace with his past before departing on his journey through the 7 gates. In each of the 30 summers since escaping from the maws of that terrible beast, I have returned to its lair to pay the proper respects to my fallen compatriots. However, the years have finally caught up with old Sibold, and try as I might, no longer can these bones make the trek alone. If it is not too much to ask, would you travel to Cutter's Cry in my stead and place this bouquet of flowers upon the resting place of the Darklight Raiders? All right. And, let's see. Oh, yeah, I wanted to look at the hunting log again. See what we have to get in there. We have to get a sandbat, Sabatender, Desertor, and the Myrmidon Princess. That's, I think, one of the bosses in there. And that would be all inside Cutter's Cry. So, let's see. This is a level... What was it? Level 38. We may not be able to solo that. I'm not sure. I might give it a try, though, at some point. Just to see. We could get at least 2 of those entries knocked out, but we'll have to fight that boss somehow, whether it's alone or going into the duty finder with other folks. Alright, so let's head out to Cutter's Cry and at least get that unlocked for now. That is up. Yeah, up past Blackbush Station. This is Cutter's Cry, a labyrinth of sand-ridden caverns. And you hear that? That sound like the woofing snort of a fire when a fire catches? That's the Chimera. Not that I've seen it. Sure, go right on in if you're that certain of your ability to make it out in one piece. Just don't expect me to go trotting in there after you, no matter how hard you wail and holler. Ah, you promised old Sibold the Stoic, did you? He's what's called a man of principle, he is. A little too much principle, I'd say. What's wrong with wanting to live when you've a wife at home with a child? Aye, the tale goes that rather than facing the fate spun for him by Nymea, he hid beneath the mangled body of his leader and watched as his companions were torn apart one by one, also that he might return home to see his son born. Should he have died a hero rather than lived a coward? Was being able to see his son worth having the boy grow knowing his father was a craven, a disgrace to his friends and family? Should I ever find myself faced with a similar decision, would I have the courage to walk the righteous path? Now you know the true reason I will never step into that cave. And then we don't need any of this gear for sure. Alright. Got Cutter's Cry, and now we need to go speak with Parsimontre in Gridania. Yeah, he's over there at the market. Yes? I'm sorry. Did you say you wish to purchase ether sand? Forgive me, madam, but have you the faintest idea of the rarity of the material you seek? Why, I have not seen so much as a grain of ether sand in these markets for many a long year. I could tell you where one might mine the ore from which the water-aspected variety of the abrasive is derived, but only a desperate fool would willingly set foot in the place. You seem undeterred. Very well. Are you familiar with Earth's Gift? That is where the ore is to be found, in an area inhabited by a particularly pernicious hog. Should you encounter the betusked nightmare, you will know that you are in the right place, albeit at the wrong time. Farewell. Alright, well, let's go search the hog's territory here. Well, our red mage is at 53 now, running those two dungeons. Something tells me we're going to be well leveled beyond 60 by the time we get finished with Heaven's Word, the next major installment. You are too late, adventurer, and not only for the entertainment. You will find no trace of the ore which but recently lay here. Nay, not so much as a speck. Who said that? No. You will never spy me from there. For the time being, at least, you will have to trust the evidence of your ears. Now stop squinting at the foliage and listen. As I told you, the water-blessed mineral you hoped to find is gone, taken by me. Victory has made me magnanimous, however. Accordingly, I have decided to share the location of an alternative source of ether sand with you, the wind-touched variety, to be specific. I trust I have your attention? Good. A band of Ixal in the North Shroud keeps a quantity of the abrasive for the purpose of removing impurities from lesser crystals. Well, do you mean to dally here all day? Make haste, adventurer, before I snatch another prize from under your nose. This is to be a race. The Ixali logging grounds in the North Shroud shall be our destination, and that is where the real amusement will begin. May the best man win. Yeah. What did I... Oh, I got a new minion in Aurum Vale. There we go. Summon the Marlborough Seedling minion. Alright, well, let's get back on our bird here and go to the Ixali logging grounds, north of Fallgourd Float. Oh, there we go. There's a purple encounter area. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of ether sand slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the wind-touched abrasive is yours. And yet, having been treated to such a memorable performance, I cannot help feeling that the greater prize is mine. This inequity must not stand. I insist that you accept a token of my appreciation. Payment for this entertainment will be waiting for you to the east, in a clearing within Proud Creek. Pray, retrieve the gift ere it is crushed beneath the iron feet of the Dullahans. And it's right in the middle of a fate. But we need to be level synced, so that's good. We don't have to worry with them, with that one. Not what you were expecting? I took the liberty of refining the ore from Earth's gift into ether sand. Do keep it safe, adventurer. Lest you accuse me of playing games, you should know that the thought of relinquishing my prize never once crossed my mind until I saw you in action. Such deeds must needs be rewarded. It is my vocation, you see, to record history as it is made by mortal men, and I much prefer to chronicle the accomplishments of the bold and the mighty. Thus, it is my fervent wish that you continue your career with the same courage and zeal you have shown today. We shall meet again, adventurer, and sooner than you may imagine. All right, well, anyways, let's head back to Rambros now. We'll be getting to a stopping point here shortly and finishing this stream, but I just want to get through this this particular quest up to the next major point. What news of your mission? Are we any closer to acquiring the remaining abrasives? I have wind and water. You've brought both? I shall have Master Garland begin work on the crystals immediately. And I'll just take the money for those. There. That should do the trick. Excellent work. We now possess all 4 of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. My compliments, Master Garland. Oh, it was a trifling matter, I assure you. Anne here is the one you should be thanking. Anyway, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Allegan's front door. You can't go without us, Chief. Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have you? Well, it's not every day you get the chance to study the wonders of the Allegan Empire, is it? Their technology makes Garlemald's look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads, I really do, but we're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand, and the realm has been dragged into the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief. It's, freedom through technology. Exactly. Freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that could be used to promote tyranny. That has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Allagan Empire could not save their civilization, and have damn near doomed ours twice. That is why we must explore the Crystal Tower, and, if needs be, seal away its secrets. A compelling viewpoint. It is unyielding wills such as yours that have defined the course of history. So, you return at last. What, pray tell, has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress or preservation? Why, the task you assigned to me, of course. Surely you have not forgotten about the ether sand. I tasked a passing adventurer with delivering it. A more capable courier I could not imagine. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction is in order. I am Graha Tia, one of the students of Baldessian. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Graha Tia has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him his eccentricities and welcome him as one of our own. So then, our fellowship is complete and all stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah! Noah? That is the name I have chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, we cannot very well call ourselves the Sons of St. Koinik, can we? And we must have a memorable appellation if our venture is to leave its mark in the annals of history. I could claim that NOAA stands for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical, and so it does, technically, but my true reason for choosing this name stems from the fact that it is shared by a vaunted Allagan Archmagus. An Archmagus! I like the sound of that! Very well, now that the pressing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it is time we set forth to brave the outer defenses of the Crystal Tower. Is everyone ready to depart? Yeah. Ready! Labyrinth of the Ancients. Esteemed colleagues, the secrets of ancient Allag beckon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer. Adventurer, you and I will join the engineers at the Crystal Tower's main gateway, where we will endeavor to neutralize the structure's outer defenses. Rambros, meanwhile, will remain here and oversee the operation. Given my knowledge of Allagan history, it seems logical that I should lead the expedition itself, though I admit the role does not exactly befit my status as an observer. Still, we can but make use of the resources at hand. Assuming all are in agreement, let us proceed forthwith to the large, lopsided gate found to the southeast. All right, let's get to the gate. The Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Sid, you are the only one of our number who has ever crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. I say, the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Lucky for us that it is, one might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yalms of the tower's inner reaches. No matter how swift they may be. Happily, the crystal fangs we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk his life testing one? Quite right. I made the damn things. It's my job to see that they work. Nice. Alright, one down. Success! I, for one, am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. The last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. Oh, I'd let Wedge do it. Wedge should try one, if he wants to. Ha ha, we did it! So much for the outer defenses. Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have a proposal for the next stage of the expedition. I suggest we wait here while Anne and a hand-picked party of her adventuring companions enter the tower. What? Without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of the place is this well defended, can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Anne here fits that description better than anyone I know. Along with, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of other adventurers. And it is not as if we shall be idle in her absence. While Anne and her companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can set about analyzing this rubble for evidence of how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavor, Historian Grahatia. Bah! Do you ever tire of being right, old man? Anne, as it seems I won't be accompanying you, allow me at least to provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of the Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the palace of hostile elements. When you are reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post-haste, no matter what Master Garland says. Though we would prefer it if any relics you encounter remained intact, You have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress to the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Anne. There we go, and that'll be another one we can add to our queue next time. And this would be our first Alliance raid. All right, so we will leave it here for today. We appreciate you joining us with us on our stream, and we're going to be doing let's see, Infinite Undiscovery tomorrow. If you'd care to join us, we're casually playing through that classic from 2008 Xbox era. And let's see, anything else for now? I think that's about it. But by all means, leave a comment down in the chat on your way out if you'd like. We loved having you here with us. We certainly wish you a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.